It is now time for me to introduce our student speaker, Seth Fischer. After earning a bachelor's degree in economics and business from the University of Colorado at Boulder, Seth discovered a love of medicine while he worked as an anesthesia technician at Kaiser Permanente in Oakland. Seth went back to school to complete his post-baccalaureate studies at Mills College in Oakland before he joined the UC Davis School of Medicine. At UC Davis, he has been involved in many mentor and peer support projects, which has led his peers to select him for the Gold Humanism Honor Society, as was done yesterday. He plans to become a pediatric anesthesiologist and will first head home to Oakland for an intern year at the Highland Hospital before he starts his anesthesiology residency at our sister institution at UC San Diego. So please welcome Seth Fischer.
Thank you for letting me share the stage with all of you. Today we're gathered amongst many strangers, and all of us are undeniably linked, whether due to pride, happiness, love, or just here to celebrate the hard work and accomplishment of my peers today. We are here to say thank you to all the people who sacrificed for our own success. For some, we are thanking our elders for immigrating to this country for a simple dream of more opportunity. For some, it was our parents who worked tirelessly in order to provide a better future for their own kids. And for all of us, to thank the mentors who guided us to this day. We are here to celebrate the future that will be impacted by all my peers behind me. For all of us, it is an unknown future, but a future that has innumerable paths. My classmates and fellow graduates will no doubt change their communities. The health informatics and QI students who will change the way we deliver healthcare for the betterment of everyone. The MPH students who will dedicate themselves to research and societal level changes so that our families and communities are safer and more enjoyable for reasons we may never fully understand. And the diverse group of doctors behind me who come from a multitude of religious, ethnic, ideologic, and linguistic backgrounds, who will work in clinics where patients go because they want to be cared for someone that looks like them and understands their community better. The doctors who will see the inequities in the world and fill it in with their own hard work. Most of all, we are here to celebrate the present. Currently, half my peers are not listening to a single word I'm saying and have a montage of the last 4 years in their heads playing to Phil Collins while staring blankly into the overhead lights. The montage starts off with the induction ceremony with Beyonce inexplicably blaring through a corner TV. The people who were there understand that joke. And then comes the next 1,391 days, or 33,384 hours, or 2,003,040 minutes, or 120,182,400 seconds. A majority of these 120 million seconds were definitely not spent in a relaxed state. Many of these minutes were spent planning for the over 60 tests, 6 shelf exams, 3 board examinations, and innumerable other projects that we had to juggle. And many of these hours were spent next to a light source of our choosing, staying up way past normal people hours, studying something that did not feel tangible. And many of these days started with beating the sunlight back to the library to cram for our morning tests with the other 10 to 20 unfortunate souls. And all of these years have been spent developing the link that connects all of us. We are here in the present feeling all of the awkwardness of being the center of attention after struggling for 2 years during clinicals just trying to make residents and attendings realize we were actually there. All of the tears, laughs, stress, joy, Netflix binging, color book drawing, CAPS appointments, and other ridiculous coping mechanisms all feel worth it. This present moment is a gift that none of us will ever forget. My father's cardiologist told him before his heart transplant surgery not to worry. that it was just plumbing. As a sculptor following his transplant, my father crafted this copper heart that had the plumbing pipes coming and going, mimicking the veins and arteries. He gave his cardiologist the metal sculpture, which he named Homage to a True Physician, and on it had this simple inscription: "It's not just plumbing." This sculpture sat in the cardiologist's office until he gave it back the day of my father's memorial. It has sat in my apartment where these words have been a guiding principle for me, that it is not just plumbing. After today, we are given our diplomas and get 2 letters and a period before our names. We probably will get a few extra pagers and actually be paged by someone other than our friends. All my classmates get that joke. I finally get to trade in my glorified belly shirt crop top of a white coat and get to turn it into a long, flowing white coat that will keep my thighs warm. And most importantly, we are given the responsibility to help impact our patients' lives and to honor and respect the confidence that our patients will now instill in us. To understand that our patients are much more than just plumbing. My classmates not only live by these words, but they have acted on them. A medical student from the year below us once told me that our class was given the nickname the social justice class because we cared more about our extracurriculars than we did about our actual schoolwork. My classmates are a group of the most inspiring individuals I've ever had the pleasure of associating with, and a group of people that I know will take the moniker social justice class proudly. They responded to despicable anti-homeless ordinances in Sacramento by speaking at City Hall in white coats and setting up free clinics and resources. They started grants for women's health, walked in women's marches, and made sure women continue to have access to the resources they need. They responded to anti-immigration rhetoric and violence that impacted our classmates by putting on Action Speaks Louder, Code Blue, and working at refugee clinics and in the local communities. They worked in free clinics on their weekends off to give care to those who society and insurance companies deemed did not deserve health. They went back to their hometowns to lead conferences and mentor kids who have never known a doctor and did not realize being a doctor was an option. My classmates came together to start the CHECK conference to address disparities of health due to race, gender, sexual orientation, and community. They responded to police brutality with multiple die-ins, most recently leading a national movement for white coats for Black lives after the death and murder of Stephon Clark. And we never stopped letting UC Davis know that they had a responsibility to take care of our community and start seeing Medi-Cal patients, something that they just started again recently. My classmates did all of this for the betterment of others, and sometimes at a possible detriment to themselves, because they understood that it was much more than just plumbing. They proved that you do not need time or money to make change in this world. We left and will leave a lasting effect on the UC Davis School of Medicine and its community. And for the reason I cannot be prouder to be part of the class of 2018. Thank you to everyone in attendance for supporting us through all of our trials and tribulations. And I know for me personally, I could not have done it without you. Thank you.